So, bloody this whole Ray business. Everyone just wants Ray.
Hooray!
I've heard Bo is actually Ray's #1 fan. Bo's actually got Ray plushies and pillows, and even a life-size doll of Daisy Ridley. In fact, that's what I've been told.
Sure.
No, of course not. No one likes Ray. She's abysmal. But we're going to be getting her non-stop, apparently, because Lucasfilm is committed to Ray. We're going to get more Ray. Not just one film. There's going to be more, and this is what this piece by the Hollywood Reporter sort of outlines. Basically, Star Wars. I mean, the clues in the name, like Star Wars movies, race. Oh, mouse. Race for Ray, the future of the franchise on the big screen. So she is the future of the franchise, apparently.
Ray!
I feel like she's not like the most obnoxious character of all time. Like there are worse ones, but as you say, no one loves her, right? No one's was really asking for this, were they?
No, like literally no one. No one wants this. Like no one wants this at all. But Kathleen Kennedy did say in an interview, she's genuinely convinced herself that people are sort of chomping at the bit, they're clambering for more Ray. She said as much, not verbatim, obviously, but she said as much in an interview that, yeah, people really want to see what has happened since we left Ray. It's like, who? Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Like, what? Who? So yeah, I mean, anyway, look, forget the Death Star. This is the Hollywood Reporter. The most coveted weapon in the Star Wars movie arsenal is the character of Rey Skywalker. Like, what a way to start an article. Mm-hmm. Since the November 7th reveal that Simon Kinberg had signed on to develop and write and produce a new Star Wars trilogy for Lucasfilm and Disney, debate has focused on whether or not it would be a continuation of the so-called 9-film Skywalker saga, tying it to the legacy of Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, and storylines first laid out by George Lucas. The reason for the debate is that the new, hoped-for trilogy would feature Rey in some form or fashion. No one wants this. Like, no. No one wants this at all.
No.
Some fans who have expressed criticism that Lucasfilm would return to the well to make episodes, as they are called, beyond the 9 movies that comprise of the Skywalker story, which have been billed as concluding with 2019 Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. The film that grossed just over $1 billion, which was massively down from The Force Awakens. It wasn't received well by the fan base. B+, and then 51% Rotten Tomatoes, etc. But check this out. But Rey, the scavenger turned Jedi, played by Daisy Ridley, in the last 3 episode movies, is key to the franchise's next turn. Is she? Is she?
If you say so, guys, I guess we just have to accept whatever slop you give us, but okay.
I mean, you could just tell a completely new story. I mean,
yeah, you could like try to find a character people like.
Yeah. Seems like a whole lot of like cope and projection in this, isn't it? Like hopeful projection. And like, I'm trying to project my hopes and dreams onto the writers. Yeah, we love Rey. We love Rey.
It's a lot of I'm trying to manifest my bullshit on the rest of the world is what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah. That potentially puts Kinberg's trilogy story development, as early in its conceptual stages as it may be, on a collision course with the Rey standalone movie that is actively in the works with director Sharmina Bay-Chinoy. Now, I read that, right? So, I don't know if you knew this, Bo, but there is a Rey movie in development, right? With a well-known activist director. I mean, she is an activist. She's a political activist, right?
Extremist, actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all activists are extremists, aren't they? To be fair, that's by virtue of what they do, being activists. So And basically that's rumored to be completely dead in the water anyway. And so I read this and I think to myself, is this Lucasfilm leaking to the press that basically cancelling it by the back door, but not admitting that it's cancelled, by basically saying, "Oh, Simon Kinberg's movie's on a collision course with that one. It may take it over."
It really doesn't surprise me that Disney does anything by the back door.
Lol.
They don't. They don't. Oh God! It just seems like they're in a shambles, doesn't it? Behind the scenes.
Oh, massively.
I don't know. Almost like there's different factions, like in a political party. There's like a party line for the front, that you're supposed to toe, but behind the scenes there's actually lots of different factions and things. And I just sort of there's
business in the front, party in the rear.
Nobody wants Rey either way. Plus, there is the problem that she's not of color, is she?
Oh, this is true.
That is a problem.
Oh, but she is the perfect bitchy leftist woman, dude. Come on now. This is the definition of, the evil white chick that, thinks she's going to, take offense for everybody else. She's perfect. It's the Kathleen Kennedy,
Yeah. True. Could just randomly turn her into a lesbo, so that could happen, I guess.
Yeah, they've got to do that. They've got to.
Yeah.
Her one chance at love is dead.
Oh yeah, true. But anyway, there's more. So that feature, this is the Rey movie, revealed with fanfare in April 2023. No one was excited about that. No fanfare happened. At Star Wars Celebration in London. It's to star Ridley, and could have already been in production were it not for some unanticipated headwinds, with writers rotating around more than R2-D2's Chrome Dome. A new writer search is underway, so it's unclear when that one would go. It's probably just cancelled. Let's be honest, it's probably just cancelled. They announce more movies. They cancel more movies than they announce.
They announce more films than they make. They fire more directors and writers. I mean, you realize we're on like writer number 4 or some shit for like some of these things they're trying to do. It's like,
yeah, well, Rian Johnson's trilogy is still happening. Remember?
No.
Don't they? They keep talking about it every now and then. They keep bringing it up every now and then.
You think?
Yeah, that's not happening. And so they say perhaps that's why Lucasfilm was receptive to Kinberg's multi-story pitch. Anything to move Rey forward.
Well, there it is.
We just must have Rey. This vapid excuse for a character in the Star Wars universe. This vacuous, empty vessel that all left women can just project themselves on, I guess. Basically what she represents, isn't it? She's such an empty... Again, she's not obnoxious. She's got no personality. She's nothing. She's just something which people can project onto.
Mary Sue, is that what they say? Mary Sue?
Oh, yeah. She isn't. Yeah, she's absolutely a Mary Sue. Absolutely.
It's a weak scaffold, isn't it, to build upon? Certainly, yeah. As you say, empty, pretty empty.
She is the Kamala Harris of character build.
just
yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Oh, I know.
But anyway, it says it does engender rumors in the Star Wars underground of filmmakers jostling for characters. Ridley, for her part, recently told The Hollywood Reporter, "I feel like the new ones will be so interesting. Time has passed and a lot has changed for me personally. So it'll be interesting to come back to someone who I know so well, but in such a different moment." While insiders dispute the notion that there is a battle for Rey, there's a battle for Rey within Lucasfilm. It's just what I mean. Like, they're just trying to make her something. So insiders are disputing that there's a battle for Rey. There definitely is internal deliberation within Lucasfilm as to what to do with the heir to Skywalker next. Quote,
She is not a Skywalker.
She is the most valuable cinematic asset.
She's not a Skywalker.
Wait, in some ways, maybe the only one Star Wars has right now. You got the Mandalorian, you plebs. What is wrong with these idiots?
She's not a Skywalker, you dumb shits.
Remind me again, because it's been a few years since and didn't really pay close attention at the time.
She's a Palpatine.
Right.
She is the daughter of a Palpatine offshoot clone.
Right.
So she's literally Rey Palpatine.
She's the enemy of the Skywalkers.
Skywalker.
There it is. Yeah, I can't do it good, and then he does it.
I haven't busted my Emperor impression out for a little while. So.
Skywalker.
Anyway, do it.
Do it.
I like the line, I'm afraid the deflector shield will be quite operational when your friends arrive.
Dude, you could be very evil. I'm enjoying this right now.
It's the most valuable cinematic asset.
It's the most valueless thing of Star Wars.
According to sources, Rey is set to play a role in several movies that are being developed, although which ones remain unclear.
None.
Just what?
I wonder if they did any sort of research and somehow, somewhere, some tiny number of people said, yes, we do like Rey and want more Rey. And they sort of clung onto that, or whether it's purely fabricated out of whole cloth. It's just nothing. It's really nothing. It's just all out of Kathleen Kennedy's fever dream.
I think it's probably that.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
because,
probably,
you know, if you're working, we've long known that Disney isn't really working from a perspective of requiring profit from their products, right? Like we've seen that. It's all from an ideological slant. We've seen that time and time again with them. That's why they keep doubling down on everything. And they're bankrolled by BlackRock anyway. So it is all ideological. 100% it's ideological. So I just think it's from her bizarre dreams. She's just like, yes, give me more Rey. Must have more Rey. But this was interesting. So it says, you're being asked to create the New Testament, adds one source who worked on previous movies, and no one can agree on anything, and there's a lot of second guessing about meanings. Another source familiar with the process is more business-minded, noting Star Wars is a nostalgia-based enterprise, and they're running out of ways to create nostalgia because you killed off the nostalgia, you dickheads. It was literally your fault. You didn't have to kill everyone. You didn't have to do that, but you did. You wanted to. That's kind of it, really. But they say this: to make standalone movies or continuing the Skywalker saga in any form is a fundamental question the company faces as it tries to move forward. Yeah, obviously. But they've doubled down on Rey, the most valuable asset. The most valuable the most valuable cinematic asset in Star Wars right now.
Perhaps the only one. I do think there is like a strange tension between milking Star Wars for the member berries and the nostalgia, and the obvious desire, the obvious sort of commie, subversive desire to kill off that, though, at the same time. How far can that madness really take you? Like, commit to all new stories, or just do the member berry thing, the nostalgia thing, but trying to do both. And as I say, quite a large tension between those as well. And it said it in there, didn't it? It said it explicitly that there's sort of, obviously battle is hyperbole, but there's some sort of, again, tension going on in the background about exactly what to do. It just sounds like one big hot mess. And what you just need, obviously, is a good storyteller, someone like George Lucas. I mean, I know they're rare, these people, but one good storyteller, the opposite of Rian Johnson, a good storyteller to actually just take a creative lead and tell a great trilogy length story, but I don't think they're capable of doing that now. I just don't think they're capable. They couldn't muster that if they tried.
No, but I mean, you're right. Like weird, I don't want to say factions, but definitely some sort of pushing and pulling going on behind the scenes for sure, it seems. Like, because they apparently did have a story laid out at the start for, The Force Awakens onwards, but then they scrapped it. So why would you scrap it if you had a plan? And then they were making it movie to movie, which just seems really, why would you do that? That's incredibly dumb. Like so many weirdly stupid decisions that are obviously incompetent, right? It's not even a question. Like clearly that's incompetent. You're dealing with a huge franchise. You've got a plan. Why would you scrap the plan and just, go by the seat of your pants each film? That's retarded. That's so clearly incompetent. And so it can only come down to, I don't know. Maybe, just like struggles behind the scenes, I guess. But what they would be, no idea. But it's comical, nonetheless. Very, very comical.
Someone mentioned the Fav in the chat. Yeah, get someone like Jon Favreau to write a 3-film arc, and then get a decent writer, not a team of writers. Get a decent writer who knows the universe inside out, and get them to do it. And it's not that hard, right? It's kind of obvious. But again, it seems like they're not capable of seeing that and delivering it. I don't know.
Yeah, writers' rooms now have all but been sort of abolished on a lot of things by virtue of the writers' strike. So, writers' rooms were the thing which absolutely destroyed a lot of creativity, because it was very clear where there was multiple writers struggling for a narrative voice in a series or something like that. And thankfully now, when it comes to series, if the showrunner is also the sole writer, then you can have one writer on a show. Thank God. Because now, hopefully in the next few years, we'll end up with actually some good product again. If there's some good writers out there, which are definitely few and far between. But just getting rid of writers' rooms will help a lot. Just that. Just streamline, narrow down the focus.
The whole concept of a writer's room or having multiple writers on something, I mean, it's kind of a terrible idea in and of itself. Okay, there's one thing to have a team of writers when the overall writer says, right, I just need, say, a joke here. Write me 12 different jokes and I'll pick one. Okay, it's fine for stuff like that. Or I want you guys to brainstorm a load of names for characters. I'm having trouble with that. Go away and do that and bring me back a list of stuff. But the overall arc of a narrative, it really needs to be one person, sometimes two. Like there have been some good novels that have been a collaboration between two people. But a room of like 6, 12, 20 people writing a script, no, that's a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea.
Yeah, well, your example, your sort of comment there makes perfect sense as an example of why movies fall apart, and expressly why there's absolutely no requirement for multiple writers. If someone can singularly write some of the most impressive novels known to man, right, which there are, some incredible novels only written by one person, why can't we get a little movie which only consists of like barely what a novel would be? Like why can't we get that written by one person? Like what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense at all. But they're like, no. We need multiple people writing on this. That's just clown show. That's just absolute clown logic.
The thing I find even more crazy is that a screenwriter will write a film, and then the executive producers bugger about with it, or the director rewrites the ending, or the actor on set is rewriting the dialogue. It's like, no. No, that's terrible. All of that is terrible. Anyway.
Ridiculous. Absolutely absurd. Well, there you go. I mean, look, the crux of the story is everyone loves Rey. We love Rey. We can't wait to have Rey on screen again.
Rey
she
forever.
is the most valuable cinematic asset Star Wars has, and we love her. So, yeah, that's it. Basically, Hollywood Reporter tells us that we love her. So, can you wait to see Rey again? Culture.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. I think I could wait a lifetime.
To
see Rey again.
Which is so cinematically valuable.
If you need wood on set as a piece of lumber, yes. If you need the performance ability of a piece of rope, yes. Yeah.
All right, I like it.
Yeah.
She's pretty though, isn't she, Daisy Ridley? She's pretty.
When compared to a sink sponge, yes.
No, Daisy Ridley is reasonably attractive. Like you say
really?
There. Yeah, she's reasonably. Yeah, she's all right. She's reasonably attractive. She's not like she's not below a 5.
No, she does look like she's only taken 1 or 2 smacks in the face with a shovel end.
I mean, that is brutal. She's
I'm sorry. Is her head not the shape of a block?
I've not really paid much attention to it, to be honest.
She looks like a Lego that got put in an oven for a couple of minutes. What?
That's funny.
You don't see what I'm seeing here?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. That's why it's funny, but I do find her pretty. Still.
Well, anyway, there you go. That's that. Shall we move on?
What?
Anything else? No, let's just move on. That's good. Excellent. Good times. Right, there we go.